Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. And it's a great day because I have my friend Frankie standing next to me today. And Frankie, we're going to do a craft that was inspired by, you're going to help me,
sunhatsandwellyboots.com.
Very good. So sunhatsandwellyboots.com did this really, really cute little necklace, and it's made on a washer. And I thought that it would be super fun for us to make this as a craft today. So here's the dealio. What you need are washers. Now, the thing about washers is they actually come in all different shapes and sizes. Like, look, they even come in like these giant ones. So if you wanted to make like a bling, bling, bling one, you could do that. But see how they have like different sizes, holes in the center. Some have tiny holes, some have big holes. They're really fun. Some are really tiny. Look how little that one is. That's to be a cutie, huh? So you can find these in any hardware store. You might have them in your garage. You never know. If your mom or dad happens to have lots of tools, they might have some washers that you can use. But they're awesome, and they're made out of zinc, and so they're easily covered with, you ready for this?
Nail polish.
Nail polish! So we're going to be using nail polish to cover and color our fabulous washers. So all we need for this project are washers and nail polish. That's basically it. Now we're going to have a pair of scissors because we always use those.
Yes.
And you know, you can even draw on them with Sharpie pens. So we'll have a Sharpie pen. And we've got a little bit of this. This is 1 millimeter satin cord. And you know what?
I chose this color because it matches my hair.
It matches her hair. So she chose a purple cord because it matches her hair. But you can also use string. You could use yarn. You could use whatever you want. And then we've got, these are just plastic lids from like a deli container. We're going to use these as our work surface just because I found that when you use paper, like a paper plate or something like that, sometimes what happens is that
They'll stick.
it sticks. Yeah, the nail polish will drip over the side, and then you know what happens is it gets like stuck to the paper. You pull it up, and then you get this little paper wad, and you don't want to have that. So I also have some beads for us, just in case we want to do a little embellishing with that. And I do want to show you, too, how you can clean up any mistakes that you might have.
Okay.
So the first thing first, let's choose one of our washers here. There we go. Let's clear out our work surface so that everybody can see your fabulous work. There we go. Now, what color are you going to use?
I'm going to do a few colors. So I think I'm going to do this color, this bright pink,
Okay.
and maybe purple,
Cool.
and maybe I might add some white in there.
Super. Sounds good. Now, here's the thing. You can do it one of two ways. And you know what? In fact, why don't you do two?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is the first one, why don't you mix your colors? And you
Okay.
can do them any way you want. And then the second one, we'll take the pink that you've already done, right? And we'll do one that's already done, and then you can add some toppers onto that.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Perfect.
So shake them up, right? I'm going to shake them up. And then you can start a painting. Why don't you go ahead? And while you do that, I'm going to tell our dear audience about a little thing that I discovered. And that is that when you paint and you're working on your washers, if you take a second color or if you take another layer and put it on top, an interesting thing happens. And that is, so you paint it on like this. And if you come back with a tissue and wipe it, it will start to take that off of there. As you can you see how that's starting to peel off of there? Well, it's kind of pulling off there. And you can really see it. Where is it? I was doing one over here, and it just came right on off. If I had a tissue, it would actually show better here. Let me do this one. If I use a pipe cleaner. Q-tip. I don't know why I call it a pipe cleaner. So if you put this on, and then, ooh, you're doing a great job over there.
Thank you.
And then you pull it off. There you can see. See how it pulls off the color. So you do want to be careful that if you're putting on a second layer or a third layer, don't rub it. Let it dry really good. And it usually takes about 10 minutes to dry really well. Here, let's move this so you can, everybody can see this fabulous job that you're doing. That is awesome.
Thank you.
I like that. Now, the other way that you could do this, Frankie, keep going because you're doing a great job with that. The other way that you could do this is to paint the entire disc, front and back, with your color, and then come back and add the embellishments afterwards. So, while you're doing that, I'm going to put this one over here for you. Keep going. You're awesome. And she's got a purple, it looks kind of like a beach ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very cute.
Thank you.
I like that. So what if we do white polka dots on this one or white stripes? What do you think?
I like that.
Now, the other thing is that if while you're working, you make a mistake and you want to clean it off, a little nail polish remover works wonders. So you just take that and rub it on, and that'll take off any mistakes. So it's a very forgiving craft in that respect there. So there you can see with just a little bit of a rub there, came right on off. So you can clear it off. Or if you know, if you wanted to actually paint it and then scrape away some of the color, you could do it that way. Okay, that's awesome. You're gonna leave that to dry, right?
I am.
Okay, so we're gonna leave that to dry, and this time I'm gonna give you this one. So this has 2 coats on one side, then I flipped it over and painted the other side with 2 coats. So it's
Okay.
completely coated on both sides. Now, one thing I wanna show you is, this is 2 different types of nail polish. This nail polish is slightly more expensive. This was like $1.99, and then this one was like a 99¢. And you can see that there's a little difference in the quality. So
Yeah.
if you get a cheaper nail polish, which is totally fine to use for this project, just make sure you give it multiple coats.
Yes.
Okay, so now, do you want to come, I would say maybe go with a lighter color. What do you think?
Yeah, white. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to try white? Because I think it'll show up. But you could use other colors too. I think because that red is so deep. Now if you
Yeah.
want to make stripes or polka dots or whatever, you can go to town doing that. So on this one, which I love this one, that's a big washer with a big hole in the center. It kind of, to me, looks like almost like one of those life rings or a buoy. So that's why I made it kind of red and white, because I thought that would be kind of fun. You can do polka dots. You can also layer them so that you can hang one on top of the other. And I'll show you, I made stripes with this one, and I was thinking that the 2 of these together might be kind of fun to tie together. So to do that, we take our cord, and in this case we're going to use purple. And are we going to add some beads to this one?
Sure.
Okay, so because we're going to add some beads, what we do is we just make a loop at one end, and we slide this through the hole. And because I'm going to do 2, you want to pull that through? Very good. And let's pull the other one through.
Oh.
Excellent. And then we're going to pick up that end, Frankie, and just pass it through that circle and tie it down to each other. Cool. Now, one thing I did want to teach you is, you know, normally you would take your beads and put them on one side of each cord, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
We have to do.
sometimes it's fun to do like a couple beads here and then split it off. And so if you wanted to do that, what you would do is pass your beads over both.
Okay.
So I'm going to trim that there. And then just pass your beads over both ends. There you go.
Oh, I missed one.
That's it. You just have to make sure that your beads are big enough to go over your cord. There you go. And you can do
I'll do one more.
one more, sure. You can always put 1 and 1 too, that's true. Oh, I like this with this kind of ziggy-zaggy. That's neat.
Okay, there we go.
Great. Cool. And then what we can do is just give it a little tie off to make it stay. So you just go 1 knot, 2 knots, and then you can add beads onto the either side as well. So this is a really simple project that you can do with young kids as well as old kids, because you can get, you can get as intricate and design worthy as you want to. And remember, the other thing you can use is, if you want to, you can just use Sharpie pens. They work really, really well on the metal as well. So you can just draw right onto the metal, and you can do lots of doodles. And you can also, want to try this, Frankie? Want
Sure.
to just draw on there? You can also draw on the ones that have nail polish on them as well. So there's lots and lots of different artistic possibilities here, and you can do all kinds of fun stuff with them, and you can just have a blast doing it. So to tie it off at the end, once you've got your beads and stuff, what I like to do when I'm doing cording is I actually like to just take the ends, line them up with each other, wrap them around my finger, and pass it right through and pull. Exactly. Just like that. And then I like to tie it off one more time with just a regular knot, those 2 little end pieces. Just tie those off. And then snip any extras, and you're all set. Oh, this is going to be cool. I like this. You going to share that with your sister? Maybe next time.
Maybe.
For more great ideas made from recycled materials and things you can find around the house, come check us out at
Sophie-World.com.
World.